Hey YouTube, it's Marida from the Nurse Lounge, and today we're going to continue my series of my narcissistic marriage, my road to recovery, and today's topic is abandonment. If you want to know what I'm talking about, please stay tuned. Back. My name is Dr. Marida P. I am a registered nurse. However, in this video, we're not talking about nursing today. We're talking about abandonment and what happened when we as a family was abandoned by the narcissist. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump right on in. And let me take you back to May, I want to say, of 2020. This is December of 2020, but let's go back to about May-ish. Actually, let's go back before May. In March or April, I want to say, I was preparing to sit for my defense of my dissertation for my doctoral program, my DNP program, at that point in time. My date had been set for April the 28th at 10 a.m. that I was actually going to defend my dissertation and, do my final project and just, again, my title change was going to be doctor at that point in time. And he has begun to vanish, here and there. He'd be gone for 2 or 3 days at a time. He'd come in and, he may come in and get the kids off the bus. And then I wouldn't see him again till the next day until it's time to get the kids off the bus again. So he would kind of do things like that where I'm kind of like, But honestly, I was beginning to like the piece, liking him being gone. So it wasn't a big deal to me at that point in time. But with the abandonment that he was trying to do, he already knew that by the end of my nursing program, my DNP program, he was going to have to go, because my ultimatum to him was that if he did not change his behavior and what he needed to do to take care of this family, he was going to be put out. So I think he already knew that, but I'd never anticipated him just up and leaving the way he did. So March comes around, April comes around. He was supposed to come get the kids because it was COVID time. So we were not doing anything in person anymore. We were doing things via Zoom. And I really wanted my kids gone because this was a big day for me. And he was supposed to be here at 9 o'clock to pick them up because my presentation was at 10 o'clock, again, via Zoom. But I wanted to have a clear mind, a clear head so that I could be prepared for my presentation. Well, 9:50, he shows up. And luckily, my kids were still asleep, so it wasn't an issue. But I'm like, no, you're not about to wake them up because I'm supposed to start in 10 minutes. It's going to be a process getting them out of here. So he immediately left. When he left that day, I really didn't see him much again. So the end of May, he gets paid. And I go take the money out the account, and I go pay our bills. And he sends me a text, and I can't believe you took all of my money. And he proceeded to go get payday loans. And what ends up happening with those payday loans, it was drafted off of that joint account. So when my money hit the account, when my money actually did hit the account, and then they cashed the check as they normally do, it took all of my money too. So he has never brought any money. So after that day in May, he had promised, in 2 weeks, he would bring me some money for the kids. Because at this point in time, he had decided he was going to leave. At that day, he wasn't coming home at all. And since Memorial Day, he wasn't coming here at all. And I was okay with that, but I really thought he was going to help take care of the kids. Little did I know that he had changed all the banking account information. So when June comes, whenever the pay period in June, mid-June comes, and there was no money in the account, I didn't initially know why. So he tells me this lie and says that, oh, well, they're having money issues with, deposits and things like that. And so I'll be getting paid next week. I'm like, okay. Fast forward, a whole month go by, and he still hadn't got paid. So he says. He basically switched accounts, and so we had no money coming in. Well, due to COVID And due to the nature of how I work in the summertime, I'm an educator, but at that point in time, I was a part-time educator. So I didn't work in the summertime at all. That means we depend heavily. Well, I worked a little bit, but not to the point that I was working during the school year. Plus the kids are home and things like that. So we were depending heavily on his income during the summer. He basically took all the money out the account. He changed his accounts over. He moved out, came and got all his stuff. And we have not seen him since. And he had the audacity to show up at my son's football game, but yet never try to come and offer us money or help or anything like that. So now when I say abandonment, I mean truly abandonment. He abandoned his family. When I tell you he abandoned, even though I wanted him out, that doesn't mean you don't take care of your financial responsibilities. So he refused and refuses to bring any type of money or aid to help with these kids. So the abandonment truly happened, I say June, because that's when I realized, or it actually happened sooner, but I didn't realize it till June, that he had abandoned us and left us. And I hate to use the term left us for dead, but when I tell you there was no money coming in, there was nothing coming in because of COVID. So we wasn't working. There was no money for rent, for my car, for my food, for anything. And luckily, due to COVID, the school system was providing free food for the kids. So that's how we ate. And then when I realized that he truly had abandoned us, I had to go get on public assistance. I'm not above it. I'm not above it. I had to get on food stamps. I had to try to figure out a solution. My car was ready to get, by the end of the summer, my car was almost going to be up for repossession if I didn't, pay the car note. And even though it's COVID and people trying to give extensions and stuff like that, well, they wasn't giving no extensions and things like that. They're going to come pick your car up. So I'm up here distraught because we have no money. I did not qualify because of my income, the little income I did have. I did not qualify for, we had what we called emergency assistance. I didn't qualify for that. I finally did get on unemployment. And I got on unemployment in, I want to say, July or June. I got on unemployment in June. But as you know, it's a process to get on unemployment. And so when I finally got the money, they had to back pay all that money. But what do you think we had to do until then? We had nothing. We had nothing. And I knew once September came, I would have my job that I have now as an associate professor. But again, that first check wouldn't even come into the end of September. And we're talking about mid-July at this point in time. So luckily, thank God, I had money in my 401k that due to COVID, we were allowed to borrow from. So I took out a lump sum. Now, I wouldn't say I recommend this, but we were at survival mode. We were literally at survival mode, meaning that if I did not take out that lump sum to pay my bills and get them caught up, buy us food, things that we needed, things like that, we would be evicted from, I'm renting this place. We'd be evicted from this place. I would have lost my car. I would have lost everything. The abandonment is real. When you don't do what they want you to do, they will abandon you. Or what we call discard. They will discard you. So discard and abandonment is kind of the same thing, so to speak. Discard meaning like they don't you, they ghost you. They don't have nothing else to do with you. But then they try to hover and come back around. But then as if you done forgot the fact that they let you struggle. How does a man go and not worry about the fact that his kids don't have any food to eat? That tells you what kind of person that they really are. He don't care that his kids had no food. He not care at all. He has not checked on them to see if they're eating. He has not checked on them for any reason. And again, this was back in May. June, this happened. It is now December, and he has not done anything for these kids since. So the abandonment is a surreal feeling, shall I say. Because of the fact that I began to realize, I'm like, wow, I knew he was a dirty dog, but I never knew he was this much of a dirty dog. You would really, even if you hated me, you would sit there and let your kids not have any food. You would make sure that they don't have electricity. He didn't care about any of that. I felt truly abandoned at that point in time. I'm like, how does a person walk away from their family or walk away from their kids and don't care they don't have anything to eat? I truly was humbled by that situation. Thank God I had a 401k to draw from. This is why I tell you, if you're going through something like this, plan your exit strategy, have some money set aside. And of course, the 401k is not for these kind of situations. The 401k is for retirement. We know that. But luckily I had enough in my 401k that I took some money out that I could live on for the rest of the summer until I started my job in August. So, and plus I had unemployment as well. So things worked themselves out, but I had to force to get on food stamps. I was forced to get on, well, I got on food stamps and I got on unemployment. I was forced to get on all those things because of the fact that I had no money coming in and he was not helping us whatsoever. Thank God I had the thought process to do so, because if I didn't, I would be sitting here just stuck. And again, thank God I had the mindset to do so, because I'd be sitting here potentially homeless. He left us for dead, for the lack of a better term. Because if you don't have any food to eat, eventually you're going to die. If you don't have any shelter, it's going to compromise your immune system. It's going to compromise how you are, how you interact, things like that. It is a bad situation. I felt totally abandoned. He discarded us. And I'm glad he's out of our life. I mean, not legally out my life, but he's out my life in terms of, you know, he's gone. I am thriving now. I am happy overall. I just, abandonment is the worst feeling to feel when you feel like you have given your all to a 17-year relationship. So 12 years of marriage, 5 years before then, so 17 years together. You've given 17 years to a person who ends up abandoning you at the end. And the sad thing is about this whole situation, I was the breadwinner. I'm the one who took care of everything financially. However, in the summertime, I don't make the same amount of money that I made during the school year. So because of that, we did rely on his income during the summer, and he knew that. He capitalized on the fact that I would need him, and he took it upon himself to punish us because he knew he had to go because he wasn't doing anything to take care of our family, and he abandoned us. So I want you all who actually follow this series to know that they do these things sometimes, and that you can make it if you try. It's rough. There's tears, there's frustration, you go through all those stages of grief. But you end up coming out of it okay. There's good days, there's bad days. There's days I wish I had helped to put in the light bulb or helped to clean something or whatever, but it is what it is. It's just me and the kids here now, and we are doing just fine overall. But yeah, that's in a nutshell what I've endured, the abandonment. It was definitely something that I don't think I was ready for. Even though I was prepared to put them out, I was not ready for what that ramification would be when I did so. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully these videos and videos like these are giving you some insight into what it's like to live or be around or be influenced by a narcissist. With that being said, below I have listed some people that I actually do watch here on YouTube when it comes to narcissism and NPD. They have helped me tremendously get through this journey, shall I say, of dealing with a narcissist. I'm about to start counseling actually this month. So I'm happy to say that I'm going to start counseling just to help me heal, to continue to heal. And for my children, we're going to start counseling as well. So that's something I'm working on as we speak. And at the beginning of the year, once we get past the holidays, I will officially be working on filing divorce proceedings to get this process going, so I can actually legally stop this marriage. So anyway, thank you for watching this video, and until the next time, you all take care. Bye-bye.